Hey guys, so I recently had somebody ask me a few questions in regards to the pre-op process of weight loss surgery. For those of you who are unaware, in June of 2024, I had the gastric sleeve surgery. And so as of the time that I'm filming this, it is September of 2024. And I am just a little bit over 3 months post-op at this point. So I'm gonna read the question and then I'm going to address it and answer it to the best of my abilities. So hopefully this gives some helpful information to you guys, just in case anybody else is wondering the same thing. So this person says, I'm trying to work up the nerve to make an appointment with a bariatric surgeon and was curious what happens at the appointments before you have surgery. They say, are you wearing a gown? Are they taking your measurements? Do they take pictures? Do you have to expose your stomach, legs, etc. to the doctor? So I just want to preface this by saying that I'm going to share my own personal experience. What experience you have with the surgical group that you choose to go through may be different from my personal experience. I can only speak to my own personal experience, obviously. So with my surgical group, all of my pre-op appointments were online right from the very beginning. So even my initial consultation with the bariatric surgeon was online via telehealth. So it's not like he never saw me or anything like that. But until the day of my surgery, I had not met him in person. All of my appointments were online. We did have cameras and microphones, so we were able to see each other and hear each other throughout each appointment. But like I said, we were not face-to-face in person. I don't really think that my experience was bad in any way. I actually thought the whole process was very, very simple. I will say one thing is they laid out the requirements from the very beginning. They provided me with a whole lot of information. They did not pressure me into making any sort of decision. They basically laid out all of the options in front of me and said, here are the options that you have available to you, and allowed me to make the decision that I thought was best for myself. They did give me a few recommendations as far as like what they would recommend compared to maybe what I had thought was good. We discussed a couple of different types of surgery, and in the end, my surgeon recommended the gastric sleeve because I did not have a whole lot of reflux issues, sorry. Otherwise, he may have recommended the gastric bypass instead of the gastric sleeve, but because I didn't have a whole lot of reflux issues, he felt that the gastric sleeve was the best option for me. He gave me all of the information about both surgeries because those were the ones that I had the most questions and interest in. So he provided me with all of the information, like I said, to make those decisions. They did not require me to take measurements. They did not require me to submit photos to them or anything like that. All they did was make me, so for the dietitian appointment, they had me do a 7-day food log. And so that was basically all of my water intake and everything that I ate. So they had different requirements for that. Based on the type of surgery that you were having. So they would give you a diet that they wanted you to follow for those 7 days. There was a calorie limit, there was a protein minimum and a water minimum, and they wanted to see that you could do that for 7 days. There were a couple days that I was like maybe 40 calories over, and I was really scared that they were going to say like, oh my gosh, you can't even do this for 7 days. So, we're not going to approve you for surgery. But they had absolutely no problem with that because I was very honest with them about the fact that I was trying my best, but it was still a little bit of a struggle. And I think that they give you grace because not everybody is perfect. I mean, nobody's perfect, but you can't be perfect with this diet 100% of the time. There are going to be days when you're going to struggle. There are going to be days when you might go over your calorie limit. And you just have to know that you can screw up in this process. It just matters if you get right back on the ball and do things the way that you're supposed to. So other than that, I had appointments with the surgeon for my initial consultation. I had multiple dietitian appointments. I had, I think, just one appointment with the behavioral health person. Then I had like a pre-op appointment with one of the doctors at their surgical group, who basically went over like my medical history and all of my medications and things of that nature, so that they could make sure that this was actually a safe procedure for me. They reviewed my EKG. I did not have to get an endoscopy done, only because due to all of the liver issues that I was having, I actually had a much more thorough procedure done a few months prior to my surgical consultation with the weight loss surgeon. So I was able to use that procedure, and they were able to see exactly what they needed to see. Otherwise, I would have had to do an endoscopy. I didn't have to do like any support groups. I have heard of people who have had weight loss surgery who had to attend a certain number of support groups or other types of like meetings or appointments with dietitians for like a certain number of weeks. I also didn't have to do any sort of supervised medical weight loss plan prior to that, because I had already been doing that with my primary care doctor for almost a year before I had my surgical consultation. So I already kind of did that step myself. So just keep in mind that if you haven't tried any of that before, your insurance might require you to do a certain period of time of supervised medical weight loss before they will approve you for weight loss surgery. In my opinion, it just kind of depends on your own personal circumstances, your insurance coverage, and, you know, your health, because I feel like it's easier for certain people to get approved for weight loss surgery depending on the level of obesity and any comorbid conditions or things like that. And just by that, I just mean like diabetes or heart disease, things like that. Those are definitely going to help you get approved for weight loss surgery quicker. So I didn't have to show the doctor my stomach or anything like that. Like I said, I was talking like this to the doctor. So this is about as far as the doctor saw of me when I was on my surgical consultation, or at any point with any of like the exercise physiologist, the dietitian, any of those appointments. This is about how I looked in each appointment. I mean, obviously I've lost a lot of weight since those appointments, but like this is what they saw of my body. I did not have to send them pictures or anything like that. So anyways, if you guys have any other questions about the process of getting approved for weight loss surgery, or any questions about my experience with the surgery or what to expect, anything like that, I would love to share my tips and tricks and thoughts with you guys. And I would love to be able to help someone else who might be considering. So just let me know. Hopefully somebody found this helpful. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video.